Well, good morning. It's the morning after the corn silo adventure. I don't even know if we have called around for a blower yet, but manure pump is taking priority over that right now. Anyway, the shaft that runs down the square tube that runs the impeller has sheared off for the second time this week. I don't know why. We had it happen back in July or August, randomly. We've had Noom pumps for 10 years and we've never had this issue. I don't know what we're doing different. I don't know what's wrong. We have a 185 horsepower tractor on it. And that should not be shearing PTOs off. I don't know. Anyway, we gotta get her apart. Sucks, you gotta take the whole pump housing off to slide the PTO shaft out. So that's what we're working on this morning to start the day anyway. Not what I planned on doing. Okay, I saved you the misery of undoing every bolt there, every bolt there, every bolt there. And there's 12 or something like that, 9, 10. Go around the square tube. I got one more on the top, certified lifting device. As I loosen that last bolt, this is going to split and there's about 10 gallons of oil in this square tube that's gonna come out into my 5-gallon pail. Math. Also any poo fecal matter that is still in the pipe is going to come out of the pump. But luckily, I haven't cleaned up my oil dry yet. So, that's what it is. See if I can get this off without dropping it. Good? Happy? Well, what are the odds that the one that sheared off 2 days ago, oh, that's the inside shaft again. Same spot. Why is it the inside shaft all the time? Why does it keep doing that? So it's a telescoping PTO inside the tube, because this whole pump goes from 10 feet to 14 feet. So everything, like those slide in and out of each other, the round pipe slides in and out of each other, and this square tube slides in and out of itself. And then there's a PTO shaft in the square tube with a hanger bearing that slides in and out of itself. At least the hanger bearing's still good this time. It's just broke off in there. Ah, that is so silly. I don't know what to say about that. We're having Noom make them, and we give them the serial number of the pump. So they should be able to match the length of, yeah. Is it bottoming out? It shouldn't be bottoming out. I don't know. This is really irritating though. This is something you just don't want to be doing to begin with, and doing it for the third time is... What is wrong with this thing? Like, those got bent a little bit because it's hard to remember to pull pins out, apparently. But that square tube is not bent. It stays in line with the round pipe. It still telescopes, so good times. So basically he gets to pry through that little 4x6 hole, the top end of the PTO shaft back, and we make the bottom end fall out, which you can't see nothing in this shop. Putting good lights in this winter for you guys. And there, let's loosen that set screw more, but pries out enough that we can work on it out here. For the people saying it's seized, it is not, because it's brand new.
It's pumped 750,000.
Yeah. Oh, maybe she is seized.
No.
Oh, you aren't pulling.
I wasn't pulling.
That's what we use to pull it out. So. Is it still long enough if we sacrifice 6 inches and just put it back on the yoke? How do we measure that? Then we don't have to go get parts again. And that'll come out real easy because it was just put in.
It was literally made on
Wednesday. What day even is it today? Today is Friday, right?
Oh, it was made on Tuesday.
Okay. Well, we gotta try something different. We're not going to Noon and getting the same shaft made again because that would just be insane. And the next pit we're going to is 14 feet, so max depth. We just keep putting the pump down at the end, and if she comes apart with a half a foot left, then we just pull the pump out and we come home and we won't be able to telescope it then if the shaft comes apart.
But after that's 14. For sure. All the pits it's got to go into now is a 14.
Well, then why are we even bothering with the telescope but just weld the shaft?
The under the barn pit is not a 14.
Surely there's enough there still.
They called it a 10 to 14, so...
It's 10 to 14. We were in an 8-foot pit yesterday and the thing was...
yeah. But technically it's good.
We're going to discuss. I might just weld it to the yoke this time, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to drill a hole. Okay, we're going to take this little stubby out. We're going to cut that shaft straight and we're going to shove it back in.
I don't even know if you need to cut that, as long as it fits in there.
Put it back together, and we're going to telescope it in the shop here, and if it pulls apart in the shop, we just yank it back apart quick and we go get a new shaft. The pump only telescopes 4 feet, but there's 7 feet of shaft there. There's supposed to be 8 feet of shaft because, like, cylinder travel is 5 feet. Okay, but you're 16 inches from end of shaft to there, so you got to add that to your yoke, your PT total length. And that guy comes up into the end 1 foot, so you can take that away again. So in theory, we should have enough. We should still have enough. I don't know how much overlap there ever was, but there's going to be 6 inches less. We're going to try it. We're going to try something different because we're not doing this again. Something is not right. So, okay, I split the yoke. Comes apart real easy when it's only a day old. We don't have a hydraulic press, and my air hammer isn't working, so I just notched the shaft.
Oh, I think it moved.
Yeah, she'll come easy now today. Very nice. Should just did that from the beginning. Cool. I cut the end of our shaft straight. Should hit it with a grinder, just get the burrs off. We'll be able to shove that yoke on. We're just gonna a couple of spot welds instead of drilling the hole. If this happens again, we're getting a new shaft anyway. So
I need to buy a yoke.
yeah. Going back to it. I gotta go.
Square to the top.
So if we do it while it's still hot, it should just slide right in there.
You're half the hole now. Three-quarter. Close. Like you're on an inch.
Now I mushroom that in.
What day is that?
Are we trying to fight for every inch?
I think we're tacking it. We're tacking. Right?
I can just weld it too, really.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call that good. Well, we have to grind that end again, but should we cool the yoke before I put the... That's much better. Yeah. You touch that, it costs a lot. Yeah, it's too hot to put the yoke in.
Water or?
Yeah. We're gonna cool with water. I know it's probably not the best thing for it, but we're on time. If it just didn't break in the first place, we wouldn't have to do this. So. But yeah, it seems like everything that we've bought as a convenience to save time, we're fixing. Like Chase text last night, the pull cord on the fill spout broke. So it's got a little power pack hydraulic engine to drive itself around, lift itself up. Gotta go fix pull cord now. All the stuff that's supposed to save time, I'm spending time fixing. Like telescoping pumps, so you don't have to own 4 pumps, and this pump fits in every pit. But that part has to work to do it. So. Okay, we'll do, I guess we should do the welding first before I put the yoke back together even. Then we'll have to cool it down again. I did 3 equally weighted welds so it doesn't vibrate. I even triple checked it. So now we put the yoke back together. So, put that guy, maneuver him in. Snap ring. See the snap ring. Does it move? Oh yeah. So the extremely additive version will show that.
It can be the loop at the beginning.
Alright, and now we tap it snug the other way. The other snap ring goes in. maybe. I gotta deal with that end still, from the whacking of it, right? Stuck it in too far. Good. I don't know about that. Okay, cool. No grinding. Went about as quick as it ever has. That was nice. Kind of hope it just breaks again and we get to do that all again. That was smooth. Yeah, same as this came part, which I didn't show that part either. Bolts, 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 bolts. Dump some oil in the tube. That's good to go. That's the wrong way. So we just buttoned up a few things. We didn't do every bolt. We're gonna telescope it all the way, and we'll know right away if this shaft pulls apart. And we got to pull it back off in the yard already, or here. Do it before we even put it in a pit. But at some point she's gonna tip over center here. I feel like it probably doesn't do that when it's vertical.
What's happening?
It's hooking on the cylinder mount. Jeez, how far does this thing go? I think that's it, right? So who knows how much is actually biting. But if you want to spin this end, and we'll see if the prop turns still. If it does, that means the shaft didn't pull apart. Who knows how much it's biting by. It turns. Any idea how much? No clue, eh? We'll see if this all behaves going back together. I might have to pry some stuff, but so yeah, that's how that pump works, only it's supposed to be over the pit wall and vertical. It's pretty nifty. Makes it a lot more complicated than a normal pit pump, but keep going. That just ain't right, but I think you're past the worst of it. Cool. Should work. Hopefully. We won't telescope it all the way until the very end. So, like I said, if it breaks, it'll break with 6 inches left in the pit. Alright. Pump is in the pit and work, or I haven't heard it's not working anyway. We went and picked up one of our customers' silo blowers. It's an older New Holland. The 540 PTO, the big fan, the auger into the fan, ran her up to the silo, and we're going. He's put 3 loads up, and he's pretty much keeping up to me, so it's awesome. That silo only holds 100 ton, or 110, so he's got 3 loads up. We're over half done. What's got to go in already, and the rest comes back to our elevator. So, and this will be the last custom combining job for the year. And then we got we have 130 or 140 acres of our own corn to go, and then we're done. So, we spent the morning cleaning out one of the wet bins for the last times, and it's getting filled with dry corn tonight. So that's what the dryer will dry into. Well, dryer can't physically dry into the wet bin, so we will transfer out of. We'll probably core one of the big bins into that bin, and that will just dry onto the top of the corn bin. And we've done that in the past, and it works okay. I'm not saying it's great, but we'll just make sure that corn bin gets blended in with everything else as it leaves, and yeah, just kind of keep in mind what bins the way we've moved dry corn the last couple of years, we have never had issues. But like, we use the side draws randomly throughout the season, and so the cords get sucked to the sides, and yeah, it all comes out of the wash at the end. So, but yeah, I guess if anyone has any tips or suggestions on why our field line blower will bond, it really struggles with whole corn. Like it can't keep up to the combine. It can take it at about half the speed of the combine. There's only one other job that we do that, so, and we always fill the bottoms like flat bin anyway, so we just fill both at once. But I'm really curious if other people have the same issue with field line blowers, as we did in our last video, where it just the spinner isn't spinning fast enough to hoof it into the fan, so it builds up there, and then finally you get enough material that it pushes into the fan, and then it plugs the blower. So that's what we were experiencing. It's been off and on issue every year with that thing. Some years it just works, some years it doesn't, some years you gotta baby it. So yeah, we just said to heck with it last night. But let me know. So something we should do differently. I'm not saying that blower is the most maintained blower on the market or on the face of the planet, but she still blows corns like you wouldn't believe. So I haven't bothered messing with it. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know. Alright, that is all she wrote for the custom combining for the year. Oh, look at me go. And this is the last time that I have to drive down the highway for the year with the cornet, with the combine. 130-ish, 35 acres of our corn to go, and half of it is right on our road, and the other half is all back roads to get to it. So, pretty relaxing once I get through this bridge and 2 more bridges after that. At least it is 9 o'clock at night, so When we brought everything over at 5 o'clock, 5:30ish afternoon, it was pretty stressful driving down these roads with this thing at that time of night. But, yeah, cool. Custom combining done for the year. Get our corn wrapped up, get it dried, and wrap up corn harvest for the year. That was sweet. A few hiccups with the combine, but other than that, it's gone really smooth, to be honest. So, no complaints. All right, we made it back on our road. 3 bridges, no cars. Just the way I like it. Come on. Just a second. Yeah, this is one cornfield left. 50 acres here. I kind of made a chopped up job of the home farm acres. Maybe 30, 35 there, and then 65 that's a little bit further away, but all back roads, and it wasn't yielding the greatest. So yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. Guys, hope you enjoy these videos. Corn harvest coming to an end, but there's still going to be lots of we'll shift gears to manure and some tillage and a lot of fixing and washing. I know you don't see much washing on our channel, but it's coming, I promise. Wash bay building frame structure is supposed to go up the first week of December, so that'll be exciting. Get the structure up. Hopefully we can get air insulated and get some heat in there, get some electric in there, and have a decent building to wash equipment up this winter. It would be awesome. I'm excited for that. So appreciate everybody watching. Hope you're looking forward to that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.